Welcome back to another Millennial in Debt video, and welcome to day 5 of 12 days of money, where I teach you all the things you need to know about money so that you can be successful in 2025. Today, we're going to be talking about budget-friendly holiday traditions, since we are in the thick of the holiday season, and it can be very, very expensive. And I think a lot of times with the holidays, we get kind of caught up in the vibe, in the moment, and we kind of lose sight on what the holidays are actually supposed to be about, or what they're supposed to be for. I recently wrote a phenomenal, might I add, article for Refinery 29 talking about the first year that I actually budgeted for the holidays and how it changed my entire life and changed my relationship with the holidays and money. So I went from spending $1,500 overspending and being in debt come January, and really honing in on how much expendable cash I had in that time to use, and buying gifts that were a lot more meaningful, and spending time with people and experiences that are so much more memorable than just shelling out all that cash and swiping for things that I have zero idea where they are. They don't really sit at the top of my mind. So if you would like to read that article, I will link it down in the description below. But today we're going to talk about some budget-friendly holiday traditions that you can do with your friends and family, that you can start doing, that you can start building, that aren't going to break the bank. One of the first things that I always suggest when you are trying to figure out just how much you can spend during the holidays in general is you want to go on that money date. You want to figure out how much money you spent on your expenses, how much money you bring in on a monthly basis, and how much money is left over. That is going to be your glorious gap, is what I like to call it, which I think is what most people like to call it. That glorious gap is how much you can use to spend on the holidays without going into debt, or without feeling stressed or having anxiety when January 2025 rolls around. So we want to start off on the right foot, not in debt, right? As much as we can help it. So after you've gone on that money date, you really want to sit down and make a list. That first thing that is going to be on that list: who are your non-negotiables that you're going to buy gifts for, and what are the non-negotiable activities that you have to do or really, really want to do. Then you're going to break down how much each gift or how much each activity is going to cost. And if it really doesn't fit or align with the amount of money that you have for that month, it might be a really, really good idea to swap it out with one of the ideas that we're going to talk about today in this video, and really create that new budget-friendly tradition, especially if some of the traditions that you really love are harming you financially. So the first thing I suggest after you have gone on your money date, after you have written your list and seen what are your non-negotiables, you're going to really look into free community events that are being offered in your local area. Especially around the holidays, there tends to be so many free activities and so many free things to do, especially if you live in a really big city like New York or Los Angeles or Houston or Miami. There are going to be a ton of community events that are really great to attend and support your local community, one, but also create a meaningful moment with your family and friends that isn't going to cost you a ton of money, but still can be impactful on an emotional level. If being outside is not particularly your vibe and you don't want to attend a local community event, you can create that community event with your community in your home or in a family's friends or family's homes. And so my friends and I, we typically will do a Friendsgiving every year for Thanksgiving, and different groups of my friends will do some variation of a Friendsmas. And that doesn't necessarily mean that we're spending a ton of money to do so. We will host at someone's home, so that is going to be free for the locale. And then we will either each bring a dish, or we will put money together to order food from an affordable space, so that it is not going to be an arm and a leg just for us to eat and gather together. Another thing we tend to like to do is really just have a game night where we'll each bring a game from our own homes, or a game we'll play online. We'll bring that after we eat, and we'll celebrate that way together, or we'll watch, if it's football, whatever it is. But those moments and those memories and those pictures and videos are so much more impactful than if we were going and spending thousands of dollars to go have a holiday meal together. It wouldn't have the same je ne sais quoi, wouldn't have the same vibe that our Friendsmas and our Friendsgivings have in our local homes. Another really great idea to piggyback on the Friendsmas and Friendsgiving opportunity, if you don't really want to center everything around food, which during the holidays can be really hard to do, you can host a holiday movie night, again with your friends and family, where you each decide whether you want to watch one specific movie or you watch your favorite childhood movies, and you do popcorn, which again isn't going to break the bank, or you can just simply make popcorn, which the kernels are a lot cheaper than the popcorn bags in the grocery store, because trust me, I know. and you could have a really great holiday evening together, watching your favorite movies, laughing together, telling stories, jokes. Those are the things that I know personally that I remember for the long term when it comes to the holidays, and not where I've gone or things that I've done that I have unbelievably spent a ton of money on, or an outfit that I have spent a ton of money on and it doesn't. I'll look at the picture and say, oh, okay, but it really doesn't move me in the same way that friends and family time together does. Another really great budget-friendly opportunity or option that you can take to make a holiday tradition with your friends and family is to DIY an item together. That can be as simple as a paint and sip, and it doesn't mean you have to spend $30, $35. I know that I got some canvases and some paints from Target. I think it was like $10 on sale, and you do a little paint and sip at home. You do it, you find something on YouTube to like recreate, or if you want to recreate an ornament, I know like tons of empty blank canvas type ornaments you can find on Amazon, you can find from Target. Obviously, Target is one of my favorite places, but you can create that tradition of making something and you can give someone something tangible, but it doesn't have to cost $100 or hundreds of dollars. I'm going to send you back outside with this option, but alongside the ton of free local community events, there are going to be a lot of free concerts and performances or light shows. If you know in your city or area, they tend to have like certain neighborhoods. For example, in New York, I think it's, I don't know if it's Diker Heights. That neighborhood always puts on this huge light show, essentially because everyone just goes over the top decorating. So think of like Johnson Christmas movie. That is typically what that street will look like around the holidays. And that is free. Of course, you can donate if you want because the light bills is high, but that is something that if you want to go outside, you want to get some fresh air, you want to take a holiday walk with a friend or a family member, you can go into a local area where they tend to do something like that. And it's really as easy as doing a quick Google search and going and enjoying that moment and seeing all the pretty twinkling lights, which I enjoy. And again, I live in New York, so it is going to be cold, so bundle up. It's winter, not something to play about, but that is something that is another really budget-friendly tradition that you can create with a friend or family member. And the last option is probably going to be one of the more expensive options, but it typically really doesn't have to be, and that is going to be Secret Santa. I stand behind Secret Santa so adamantly because instead of buying every single person in your friend group a gift or something, you simply pick one name out of a hat, one name out of a bucket, whatever you're using, and that will be your person. And of course, the secret adds to the vibe of the area of the time period, and it really just makes sure that you put a cap on the spending, right? Whether it's $30, $50, $25. My friends and I have a little Friendsmas dinner every single year, and this year we're doing a Secret Santa, and the cap on our gifting was $20. So I had to buy one $20 item instead of having to buy three separate $20 items. So Secret Santa, especially if you come from a really big family, my family and I did Secret Santa one year because I am one of five. And so that really helped my budget out tremendously. Instead of having to buy 5 gifts, I only had to buy 1 gift. And so absolutely recommend, if that's not something you have thought about or tried with your family or your friends, highly recommend giving it a try this year. And that is all I have for you in this video. Tomorrow we will be talking about, what are we talking about on day 6? Oh, we're talking about how to become a millionaire, which of course is super important in this economy, isn't it? I will catch you in the next video tomorrow. Peace.